Afternoon, one and all. So, here we are with the topic of circuit breaker. In that, we'll study what is miniature circuit breaker and earth leakage circuit breaker. See here, circuit breakers are also considered as protective devices. So, these protective devices, under that, the latest technology uses circuit breaker as the most important and commonly used protective device. Why? Because this act as a electrical switch which will be operated under off position under the normal condition. When the fault occurs, it will it will disconnect the fault circuit and healthy circuit. So here we can define the circuit breaker as it is the electrical switch which is used to protect the electrical circuit from any kind of faults like overload or short circuit. So basically we are having two types here. One is miniature circuit breaker and electric earth leakage circuit breaker for your syllabus. So this is what the miniature circuit breaker. So this miniature circuit breaker is used most commonly in all the modern homes, offices, factories, plants, everywhere. So this MCB is nothing but miniature circuit breaker, which is also an electrical switch used to protect electrical circuit from any damage caused by overload or short circuit. But we are using this miniature circuit breakers for only low voltage applications. So this is what the construction we have over here. Inside that MCB, this will be the construction. In that construction, we are preferring two circuits over here. One circuit which is called as a magnetic circuit and the circuit is called as thermal circuit. This magnetic circuit is used to provide the protection against any kind of short circuit protection, or if the short circuit occurs, this magnetic circuit trips that fault current from the healthy circuit. Next, if any overload is there, a continuous overload is occurring in the electrical system, this circuit breaker is having thermal trip circuit which will trip the overload condition from the healthy circuit. So in this way it is constructed. Then you can go, these are some internal connections for this MCB. So how the MCB works? So the basic principle you have to remember for this MCB is this works on magnetothermic release principle. It works on magnetothermic release principle. So this magnetothermic release principle is applied for the operation of this MCB. And one more thing we have over here is this magnetothermic release principle is nothing but it's having both magnetic circuit as well as thermal circuit. Hence it is called as magnetothermic release principle. So whenever overload condition is there, thermal circuit will be operated. In that thermal circuit we are having one bimetallic strip which will be operated for thermal conditions, and in the electromagnetic circuit we are having magnetic and armature circuit which will be operated for any short circuit faults. And this MCB is connected between supply and the load. So what are the applications of this? As I have said you, the applications of MCB is all about in the modern home appliances. As the basic one thing you have to remember is these MCBs are only used for low voltage applications. So these are used in all the modern homes. So like this the arrangement will be there for MCB. So and this is also used for determining the ground faults, and it also detects any lightning faults. And again in the home appliances as well as in the industrial applications we are using it for the we are using it in the offices, we are using it to protect the motors, mixers, grinders, heaters. Any home appliances can be protected by using MCB. So this is whole about what MCB. So what will be the advantages of this MCB? The first advantage is what it operates very fastly. Within 5 milliseconds it will trip the circuit and disconnect healthy and faulty part. Okay, so that is the fastest speed. And the second advantage is what? It can be automatically switched off under overload conditions. and short circuit conditions. It's getting automatically switched off. No need of any manual operations here. Next, no fuse, like as the fuse should be replaced after every operation, there is no such necessary for MCB. There is no replacement required for after every operation. One more thing is what, once the fault is cleared, the function of this MCB will be restored automatically. So these are what the advantages. Next is what ELCB. ELCB is also a circuit breaker, which is abbreviated as ELCB from earth leakage circuit breaker. So earth leakage circuit breaker is also a safety device which is nothing but used in all the electrical installations. Okay, which is this ELCB is nothing but a device with high earth impedance, which is used for protecting the operator or any animals passing by against shock. Okay, so ELCB is a electrical switch or electrical device which is used to trip the circuit whenever small leakage is there to the earth from the body or from the metal enclosures of the electrical equipment. So ELCB is nothing but the device which trips the electrical circuit under the earth fault cases or earth leakage cases. So the elaboration is given over here. See, you can have the glance over it. In that, a person is there who is touching the case of the electrical equipment, but here the condition is what, the case is earthed, hence the operator will not get any shock. Circuit is safe, we call it as. But if the case of that electrical equipment, say motor or any electrical equipment, is not earthed by proper technology, then the person or the animal accidentally touching that equipment will get shock. So in order to provide the protection under such condition, we must and should use the earth leakage circuit breakers. So this is the construction, and we have the operation as, see, these are what relays only which are having such construction, in that we are having trip coil, circuit breaker, one surge coil will be there, test resistor will be there, test push button will be there. So these are the parts. In that way, it is simply a earth leakage relay which is used for determining or dictating any kind of leakage to earth. So these are again used in all the applications, and the current rating of these ELCBs will be in terms of milliamps. So next protective devices will be starting in the next videos.